Welcome to 1516 Scotland Street, Southwest. On one of the better streets in the area, this one has really nice street appeal. A low maintenance exterior, this one has a metal roof and new windows. There's a beautiful big apple tree right in the front yard. And other than appearance, this roof could last probably another 50 years. We're not sure. In and around 1974, this home had an addition put on the back, which was 2 stories. A little bit later, a garage was built into the ground as this was a walkout lot. So the door is in really good shape here, as well as the exterior of the garage. And you might note that there's actually access from the basement all the way to the garage. That's why we call this attached. So there's no need for you to get cold in the winter getting to your car. There's no wasted space anywhere. Under that stairway coming up to the back, you've got a storage room. And as you can see, to the rear of the garage, everything's neat and tidy and well cared for. This is a larger garage, so there's room to park a full-size truck in here. Originally, the permit allowed for an upper deck on top of the garage. They pulled the railing off because it was getting rotten. Lots of natural light in the garage due to these long, narrow windows. So when you step out of the garage, you get into this hallway / storage space, which is of course heated, and that goes all the way into the house, into the basement of the house. So you really do have an attached garage here from front to back. You can see they got newer windows here as well. So a lot of the windows in the house have been replaced. And this is part of the basement. You've got some recreation area here, and you got kind of like skylights from the top that give the basement some light. Of course, the basement could be all redone. So I want to talk about what this house could be, and what kind of renovations you could do to make this home a real find. And this is a house that actually sold right down the street, and it sold for $1.45 million, and it had very similar layout. And I wanted to show you how this one could be very similar at the end of the renovation. This one a little bit older than this particular home that we have listed, but it has the same layout as far as the fireplace in the living room and dining room to the rear with the patio door to the deck. Exactly the same top-down layout. Had a nice den to the front, a beautiful big kitchen, and then another living area to the back. And the negative to this house is that these ceilings here were about 6 feet. And the addition that was made on the back was a walkout. And here was the side deck. This would all lay out exactly the same. This is the plans from 1975, when they had taken the existing house and made an addition on the back, put a deck onto the right side, which is a mirror of that other house. And they put on it, they have the kitchen near the front, and you could have this whole back area as living space. So there's some beams in here that would have to be contended with, but you certainly would have big windows to the back, and up here is your living room. Now they put the fireplace here, but the fireplace is actually here on this wall, and this is dining room and living room to the front. And of course there's a nice den in the front here, so very much similar. So this home had a beautiful master suite, this one we're comparing to here. Nice and big and right to the back. And as you can see, room for a walk-in closet, beautiful shower, all of it's there. And when we look at the plans for 1516, you can see here that the addition that they put on was all bedroom. So you've got, they call this a study, but all of this to the back here, it's got a sauna here, a shower here, and a bathroom here, and a room for a walk-in closet here. But this could all be reconfigured, and including they've got this little veranda here that you could walk out that is under the peak of the roof at the back. And because this is under the roof, you could always pull these walls over here and actually extend it out and have a Romeo and Juliet balcony here, just like in the other listing down the street. And here's that view from the master bedroom. You actually can see a lot of the city lights from here. And here's the living dining on the south side of the house, and as you can see, it has lots of potential. Here's that other house, but it looks like it's the same kind of layout exactly as I explained earlier. Here's the kitchen, which is really physically in the same position as the kitchen in that other house as I explained. So it has so much potential. We're talking 8-foot ceilings here, but it would be the same in that other house down the street. Here's the living space back here, and of course we could take out the closet and a few other things, and you'd have your kitchen to living room just as this house is down the street, kind of a mirror image of the main floor plan. And of course, this composite deck on the south side of the house is accessed from that dining area and from the living kitchen area. There's even mature raspberry bushes right off the deck. Of course, as a project, a lot of these windows may not be reused, but a lot of them have been replaced and are new actually. There's a front main floor den here. Upstairs, you've got two good-sized children's rooms here, and of course, the windows were replaced here too. Of course, this is a project, and you're going to have to redo the bathrooms in most of the house. And of course, as I explained earlier, this has got a huge master suite, so it has so much potential. So although the home needs a lot of work, it does have two high-efficiency furnaces. They're recently replaced, as well as a hot water heater, and we've got central vac here too. There's even an alarm system. So I wanted to give the update on kind of what's involved with purchasing land in Scarborough and land value and renovation projects in general. This is a property that was sitting on a corner lot, no view like the one we've got from the back, and it really had no potential for the buyer to be able to renovate it. So they bought it for $805 and actually had competing offers on it, $288, and then they tore it down. So it really didn't have much potential. And then there's homes like this one, and kind of like the one that we're selling, which have potential and probably need a bunch of work. Listed at 2,000 square feet. It's sold listed at $899 and sold for $854. This particular home, you'll notice that the floor was pretty worn, and mostly original condition with all original everything in it. Shows nice here, a very classical home, but when you look closer, you'll notice that the kitchen cabinets are original. It's on one of the better streets, but even this one wouldn't offer a view of the city from the back as our listing does. Nice home and a good home for somebody to clean up and make it into a nicer, more modern home.
Thank you for taking an interest in our client's home. I want you to have the best buying experience possible. Call us today and book your showing.